The indie rock Limerick lads with over 3 million streams are surging into summer properly. Now, what do I mean by properly? We're talking gigs that are going over shores to the UK at the start, to festivals aplenty right now, right here on the Irish Isle. Upon chatting today, tomorrow they'll be playing Hyde Park alongside One Republic and Maroon 5. Then hop and skip a few days and we have them here in the Midlands for Forest Fest on the Friday, July 24th. Joining me is frontman on the backstage of the Very Irish playlist. It's Dylan Flynn. How are you, Dylan?
Hey Adam, I'm all good. How are you?
I'm fantastic, man. I'm fantastic. There's questions, right? Because we've had you on the VIP here for a couple of years. When I first discovered your music, we rebranded back in, I think it was 22. And I remember seeing your name and I was like, I need to know the story behind, because I'm a sucker for a good band name. And I'm sure you've been asked this 1,000 times, but where did this one come from?
So when I first started playing music by myself, I'd been in bands throughout my teenage years. I was going under my own name, and my full name is Dylan Thomas Flynn. So I decided to shorten it to Dylan Thomas, and was doing that for a while. And when it started to feel more like a band, I kind of wanted to move away from an artist name and kind of more into a band name. And because Dylan Thomas is a Welsh poet, hence came the name Dylan Flynn and the Dead Poets. So
no way. So Dead Poets actually comes from the Welsh poet?
Yeah.
Genius. I love it. I knew there was something to it. I'm such a sucker for a name that has more in it. Thank you very much, Dylan. You lived up to my expectations.
No problem at all.
One thing we do here on the Very Irish playlist, as listeners will know, is that we're backstage. That's the whole theme, Dylan. We're backstage. We're chilling on a couch. That's the whole idea of all of this. Now, you might be well aware of all of your touring around of what a rider is.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, it's your request form to production. Yeah, with everything that you'd like in the back. No doubt you have a few things. What would normally feature on a Dylan Flynn and Dead Poets rider?
So we always have salt and vinegar crisps. We always have Red Bull. We always have sour jellies. We have water. And that's kind of it for like and then stuff for sandwiches and bits like that. It's pretty boring.
Okay.
Kind of stuff just to keep the energy levels and sugar levels up.
Can I ask you a question? The salt and vinegar crisps. Now, is that preference or is that for your throat? Tell me.
No, that's preference.
Okay.
And if anything, they're really bad for the throat.
Do you know, it's an old, I don't know if this is true, so please don't activate on it when you're about to go on stage or anything like that. But I remember years ago, my sister was in a choir and she was told by the teacher, if you eat salt and vinegar crisps, but don't chew them properly, don't chew them all the way, so they're still a little bit rough, that when you swallow them, it hits your throat and then the salt cures the thing instantly, so it's good for your throat. It sounds crazy now that I'm saying it out loud to another adult.
I've never heard that before. Now when I do when I'm a little bit sick and my throat is sore, I do gargle salt water, but I had never not fully chewed salt and vinegar crisps and had to try and cure it with that. No, that's a new one for me.
Medicinal
maybe I'll have to try it next time. Maybe not before a gig, but maybe I'll have to try it sometimes when I don't
in your
have
own
a show.
Personal time. Couldn't agree more. Get back to me. So I want to ask you then, now you can answer this on behalf of you or on behalf of the whole band, right? You're allowed to add one thing with no financial limits. Now, we've had guests on that have talked about bringing in actors and special other singers or pyrotechnics. What would be the one thing with no financial gain that you think Dylan Flynn and the Dead Poets would want the most backstage?
I think it would probably be something that would relax us. Maybe like a sauna or a massage chair.
Yes.
One of those two. Something that you could just sit down and just completely decompress before going on stage or after the stage. Yeah. I think one of those two.
Amazing. So either a full-on sauna, steam room, towels and everything, or a massage chair. Great. Right. Our finance team are delighted with that. We'll get back to you. So, as we were saying, right, Dylan Flynn, we're talking about the beginnings of the name. Let's talk about tomorrow, right? Because as we were saying, the recording of this, it's July 2nd. Tomorrow you're going to be playing Hyde Park. How are you feeling going forward? Because there's big names here. There's going to be big crowds. How is all?
Yeah, it's great. We're over here at the moment. We got over a day early just to make sure that we're well rested. Okay. It's going to be the biggest show that we've ever done. So it's super exciting, and I feel like we're going to be in front of a lot of people that haven't seen us before. So it really feels like a moment that to be able to prove ourselves in front of a big UK audience. So yeah, and the weather's glorious here in London as well. So I'm sure it's going to be an amazing day.
Unreal, Dylan. Gee, and when you get because put me in your shoes. When you get an email or a call or perhaps a pigeon, I don't know how you receive the information that lads, Hyde Park, how are you feeling alongside Maroon 5, One Republic? What do you think?
It didn't take that long for us to say yes, I'll put it that much.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, good. I'm glad. So then, let's go forward then. What would it be? Quick maths. 21 days later, you're coming to Forest Fest. It's not your first time. You were here last year, as you're saying. So then, you've come back again. We're ready to do Forest Fest. What made you think, oh yeah, we're definitely coming back for this again?
We had a great time last year, and we were on pretty early. And even because we were on early, we still got a great reception off the crowd. And we just, like, when we heard the call that we were to come back again, play a little bit later, bigger stage, it just felt like the right move. So yeah, we're really looking forward to it. It's such a great festival. Like, I feel like Ireland has been losing a lot of festivals over the last number of years. So the fact that Forest Fest has just been going from strength to strength and getting bigger every year is amazing. So we were delighted to come back.
Couldn't agree more. And I've been doing a lot of snooping, a lot of this, that, or the other. Dylan Flynn, the Dead Poets, the indie rock sound, but you add in the brass and everything. We're expecting this full sound at Forest Fest, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. Like, if you like Tom Petty or you like Bruce Springsteen, that's the kind of idea. Or the Waterboys even is this kind of big, like anthemic kind of big choruses and stuff like that. So yeah, if you're a fan of any of those artists, come down and see our set.
Excellent. And of course, as we said, over 3 million streams. You're no stranger to online and people coming over and listening to your sound. So if by chance you weren't there last year and you're not educated on Dylan Flynn and the Dead Poets, do yourself a favour, head on over and check that out. Going forward, Dylan, we're talking tours. I was taking a look again at your social media, which of course, let me just grab that real quick. Yes, Dylan Flynn, Dead Poets is the name of your Instagram account. I was looking at that. And the plans going forward, you're ambitious. There's a lot of things on the horizon, but there's also ways that we could chip in as supporters to help this happen. Tell me more about it.
So we've got the show in Hyde Park tomorrow, and then we've got another show up in Derry on Saturday. Then we've Forest Fest, and then at the end of the summer, on August 23rd, we'll be supporting Bastille over in London again. But keep an eye out in August for not just new music, but a big tour announcement, because something's coming very soon. We'll be touring before the end of the year.
Love it. And so that's plenty to look forward to there as far as anybody in the Dylan Flynn and Dead Poets camp. How can we get involved in a way to help you with all of this? Is there a way that we can get there to feel like we're part of it even more as a journey? The likes of Patreon, you've started up now as a way to fund it all and help go forward with this. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, 100%. We decided collectively as a band a couple of months ago to set up the Patreon as a lot of... It doesn't seem to be as common with musicians, but it's very common with like comedians and podcasts, and I suppose different sorts of creative avenues. But we decided if they can do it, why can't we? And it's just another way for us to be able to connect with our fans, show them kind of behind the scenes content, early drops for merch, early drops for music, but it's also an opportunity for them to support us that little bit more. The biggest thing that we've found over the last few months is trying to tour outside of Ireland gets very expensive. So having the Patreon there to be able to supplement that is something that we're hoping that will help us moving forward. So if you're enjoying our music and you want to help out that a little bit more, you can head over to Patreon and become a supporter.
Amazing. And I think it is. It's fantastic when you say it, and that's why I really wanted to bring it up as well. Aside from people who want to get involved more and more, that now they know they can find you. I presume you're Dylan Flynn and the Dead Poets on Patreon as well. They can find you there.
Yep. Yeah,
perfect.
We sure are.
So, and that was it. I was just kind of thinking, this is a great idea. Not many bands do this. And I think it's a fantastic way to not only get closer to your fans and for them to feel more engaged with everything that's happening. And I think there's almost a point of pride as a supporter to be like, I helped with this and I was there for that, and I'm being rewarded for it at the same time by getting to know the band more firsthand and in person. So I have to commend you on it. I think it's a great idea. And I think it's time that other bands, especially people starting up, or exactly this case where it's a band and there's a lot of travel involved, it's a great way to not only reward the listeners, but also pay for these things that bring it to the people.
100%. Yeah, I think like there's probably a little bit of I don't know, like people not realizing how much like touring costs, and the bigger you get, you think people start to make more money, and you do make more money, but the costs start going up as well when you start doing bigger and bigger shows, especially when it's outside the country. And I feel like some bands might not want people to know that, but I feel like, being open and transparent about these things and letting people know that, look, sometimes the costs are high and it would help if we had a little bit more support. And sometimes, when people buy merch at shows, like that is the best way to support your favorite artist. But to go that little bit deeper and just pay €3 a month I think that's an extra way, an added layer for someone to be able to support you. So
absolutely, I couldn't agree more. And especially when you say that, like, yes, merch is pretty much the biggest income, because as you say, ticket purchases, ticket sales, a lot of that goes to the venue. The organisers who get these gigs, they have to get a cut to organise these gigs for you. So merch is like practically the most surefire way to get more direct income. But then, as you say, that's only when practically gigs are happening, unless you're an online website. So you have to spend the money to try and make the money. So I think Patreon is a brilliant way to bridge the gap. So fair play to you guys. And again, you can find that on Patreon at Dylan Flynn and the Dead Poets. Dylan, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. I feel like I could talk to you all day. There's so many more questions, but I'm nearly kind of hoping I'll be seeing you at Forest Fest myself on July 24th. And if anybody would like to do that as well and see you live, you can still get tickets at forestfest.ie. Dylan, thank you so much for joining us backstage on the Very Irish Playlist, man.
thank you very much, Adam. Thanks for having me on.